Is our universe real?
It's just ideas. They're just ideas.
Is now. You are tuned in to Psychedelic Download.
You are all, everything is divine.
The Actor.
There's no
With
thing
your
divine.
host,
Poetry legend,
is divine and
philosopher.
Mark
All
Marcel.
right, cool. We are plugged in. Oh, baby, we are plugged in, dude. It's good to have you. It's good to talk to you. It's like I kind of feel like I was ruining this moment right now because you already told me some things about you, And first and foremost, my guest is Zachary Montgomery. He is a psychonaut. He is alien, posing as a human being, quite like myself. But I met you through a mutual friend of ours, Rack, who is shaman guide from Australia, and I have to say, I don't judge books by their covers because I know me. I know people look at me and they would never think that I'm into what I'm into. They would never guess it unless they have a conversation with me. But I do. I know I walk, like I was telling you last time, I know I walk into a room and I know about 99% of the time, no one has had the experiences that I've had, right? And it's very rare that I walk into a room where someone not only has had the experience that I've had, but has exceeded the experiences that I had tremendously to the point that it is more so than when I walk into a room with other people. I'm like, long story short, I'm flattered to know you. I'm humbled to know you, and I have so much respect for you. I just, please, just even though I already know a lot about you, what I know, just tell me about your history. Tell me how you got into what you're into, the 5-MeO and the psychedelics and the shamanism. Tell me like how that came.
How deep do you want to go?
Let's go. Let's start.
Man. It's a calling, if anything. Born with some unfortunate circumstances early on in childhood. I will, the details will, the minor details will leave it at that, but rendered me at a state of suicidality at the age of 12. Oh, yes.
You were battling depression and suicide.
Oh, yeah.
Got you. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, from the circumstances. So played around with a lot of ideations, a lot of tendencies, things of that nature. And it wasn't until about 15 where I started taking high doses of LSD. And that really gave me the opportunity to explore and expand a whole new world. It gave me a fresh breath of air. It allowed me to really see parts of myself that I could never really see before, or just make sense of reality. I still struggled with the concept of living for quite some time. But what psychedelics gave me was the opportunity to die, and die beautifully, because as we all know, if you take high doses of psychedelics, you really have to let go of all that it is as reality in order to receive that next level. So I made that an art in the practice and the ritual very early on. Do the due diligence, the schooling, all of that kind of stuff. When I had the time alone, the weekends, I would do the ritual, like the candles, the notes, all that kind of stuff. And I would prepare myself to die and ultimately, go into these voyages. From there, I was fascinated with, the experiences that we're having, interplaying with LSD and mushrooms and DMT and things of this nature. I started trying to figure out what exactly was going on in these experiences.
Right.
So studying comparative religion, myth, and lore, eventually found my way towards Terence McKenna, our mutual beloved, and a book of shamanism by Mircea Eliade, which was one of Terrence's favorites.
And you're still in your teens discovering that.
Still in my teens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't learn about Terrence till I was like 30, like 4 or something like that.
Yeah. And within that book, Shamanism, it really gave a detailed overview of all of the archaic techniques of ecstasy, shamanic practices, not just utilizing psychedelics, but, the art of, trance, drums, etc., from all around the world. But it was incredibly validating to me, considering that, okay, so what I've been doing with these psychedelics, as far as like creating a ritual, creating this whole death and rebirth process, it seems to be enacting out for thousands of years across many different cultures. This going into a cave or going to this voyage, death, dismemberment, being put back together from, the gods and goddesses of whatever, and then you're back on this planet to do the work. So needless to say, I kept on going down that rabbit hole. As I started progressing into this way of being, this way of life, it progressed into, well, not just serving myself, but also the friends that were curious about these molecules.
Yeah.
I was the intrepid explorer, so.
Did you try to get them? See, when I came into DMT, I wanted someone to go down the rabbit hole with me. So I was like trying to coax my friends into doing this. Were you that guy?
Oh,
or were they? Okay, yeah.
Because when you find a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, you're like, I'm gonna share my homies. Like, what is going on right here, right?
Yeah.
But what I found, interestingly enough, that like when I started giving my friends the psychedelics, not all of them had a really good time.
Really?
I did. For me, it was a sense of peace and nirvana, and like just like I can understand. Everything. But everybody has their own journey, and some people, it was difficult. And so then, basically from there, I learned what it meant to set the setting, like the lights, the mood,
Right.
the music, like how that impacts emotions.
And you was learning all this in your teens.
Yes.
Wow. That's impressive.
Through psychedelics.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then just talking with my friends, like guiding them to a place to where they're okay and satiated to the point where, okay, you're good. Great. All right, I'm going to go have fun.
Weird.
But,
this is with LSD or LSD and mushrooms?
LSD, mushrooms, back in the day, Salvia divinorum, because that is, I still don't know how that's legal, and you can just buy that anywhere.
Me neither. I don't fuck with salvia. I do not fuck with salvia.
That is the weirdest fucking.
It is the weirdest thing. Yeah.
Woo!
I get so much more out of the other ones than I need. Yeah, salvia. Yeah, I don't fuck with salvia.
No.
Yeah.
No, if you look at it like on a molecular level, that it even looks weird.
Yeah.
Like as a molecule, I'm like, oh.
Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure if that was the only psychedelic there was, I don't think I would have continued. I don't know. That's how much I'm like, I don't fuck with salvia.
No.
Yeah. It's taunting.
It's just so. It's so weird.
Yeah. It's weird. Yeah. Even though I want to know, I still want to know why. I want to know why the fuck it's weird and like what the fuck is it doing? You know what I'm saying? Man, we can go so many places. Oh, what the fuck is salvia doing? Do you know that?
Well, dude, no.
Right.
It is the weirdest fucking shit.
So you haven't really have you got anything out of salvia that you can say like, like with DMT and the mushrooms and all like that, you get something out of it like, wow, that gave me a perspective, that healed me, that made me look at something different. Have you gotten anything like that out of salvia?
No, I mean, the only thing I got from salvia is just like my friend turned into like a potato chip, and like when I like poked him, he like was just like, because he thought he was a potato chip,
Right,
or something like that. It's something weird.
It's just weird. It's just weird, right? I don't get the shit.
I don't want that.
Yeah, I don't want that. Yeah. They keep that.
Like if I try it again, I would like the actual leaves and like chew on them and like
Instead of smoke it.
yeah, like
Yeah.
have like a whatever, like just in an organic sense. I'll try that.
Yeah, I
But-
think it's self. Yeah,
But no,
yeah.
when there's umpteenth amount of molecules,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah,
no.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so low on the totem pole.
Huh.
Yeah, but
It
I'm
was
sorry.
weird.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so yeah, you're good. You're good. If I continue, please. Yeah.
So I mean, needless to say, for my own personal journey, and then also offering these like psychedelics to individuals and seeing kind of the interactions between them and their growth, and it put me on the path where I'm still on today. I have had the opportunity to have a great deal many of teachers in my lifetime. In regards to this whole facilitator psychedelic chronological timescale, I had a kind of apprenticeship of sorts. If you've ever read the Carlos Castaneda books,
No, I know about him, but I haven't. Yeah.
yeah. Don Juan is the Don Juan.
I had him as one of the guru characters.
Exactly.
I really do. I created that, even though Don Juan, he's maybe a fictional character, right? They're not sure.
I'm not sure.
They're not sure.
Yeah.
Right. But I made him one of the guru character. That yeah.
There you go, buddy. Pull it, hold it in. Yeah, blow it out. There you go. Alright.
Terrence, nothing's happening.
Wait, will you calm down? Eisen, it's DMT. 3 tokes. Come on, second one. Let's go. There you go. Hold it, man. Look, it's not weed, man. Stop being a
Terrence.
pussy. Hold it.
It's harsh. It hurts my lungs. I don't think it's going to work anyway.
Eisen, that's because you're being a little bitch and not holding it. You want to see other dimensions talk to elves and know what God looks like in diapers? Hold it, man, and I knock that doubt right off your face, buddy.
Whatever.
Come on, third toke. Yeah. Ooh, there you go. That's a doozy. Ooh, just wait, buddy. You have no idea what's about to hit
Look,
you, buddy.
I don't think it's working. I mean, the things you described during the DMT round just seem too unreal to be true. Nothing's happening. I feel the same. Everything's just the same. I mean, Terrence. Oh shit.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Joaquin is in the car. So I had the Don Juan Carlos Castaneda kind of experience. I've had a benefactor, is what I'd call him. And so he would start placing me in environments to proliferate this growth and learning. And this was at the age of 19 at this time. So I started out with herbalism, voyaging, the Southwest bioregions of Arizona and New Mexico, learning how to identify and study over 100 plants to make, oxynails, essential oils, tinctures, etc. It's kind of learning the landscape. He was also one of the pioneers when it came to serving 5-methoxy and then dimethyltryptamine.
He was serving 5-MeO.
Yeah, from the Bufo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don Juan was.
No.
Okay.
I'm talking. Sorry to mix it up. No, my actual
Your actual-
teacher.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah, my actual teacher. I just refer to him as my Don Juan.
I got you.
Yeah. But
So you took 5-MeO in your teens.
oh yeah.
Okay, continue.
Well, I mean, I grew up in Tucson, Arizona, because
It's all yeah.
Yeah.
Still, but yeah, it was still woof, but still.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I've been playing with those toads for since I was a kid. Just didn't know what was going on.
Have you ever extracted yourself from a toad?
Oh, all the time. I still do to this day.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, see.
So between studying the land, the constituents, the storylines, and all these kind of things, and with the processions that we have in Tucson, Arizona, not just with the plants and animals, but we have these monsoon seasons that happen once every year, and that's when the weather patterns shift from the Gulf of New Mexico, Baja California, temperatures rise, then you have these just like thunderstorms, like where like Zeus is cracking a lightning bolt on the ground, waking up these toads, and they come out to play for a good couple months. So learning how to extract medicine in a very ethical and harmless way as much as possible, and then proceeding to teach how to serve it to myself, and then serve it to others in a group setting, informant, things of that nature. From there, that started to branch out into sitting with peyote shamans and roadmen. Some road women, of course, but the peyote culture, they tend to be quite dogmatic in their cultural bylaws as far as like roadmen is leading the teepee ceremony. So I spent a great deal of time learning from that secular kind of culture tradition, utilizing peyote as their component for ecstatic release, and as well being part of the Klondike Peyote Way Church of God as well. Happenstance down that way, I met some Australians, because
When you met Rat?
that's when I met Rack, because 2017 Vice released a documentary where they interviewed a local herpetologist that was talking about the bufo toads and the secretions. And at that time, not many people were aware of bufo.
Yeah.
But that documentary put it on the map. And considering that Tucson, Arizona is, well, the biggest town north of Mexico across that border, it's a lot safer to collect rather than down south.
Right.
Done. So we started getting a lot of international flux of people wanting to squeeze where's the toes?
Right.
What's the experience?
I was under the impression when I first learned about the toad that you had to kill the toad.
No.
Right, yeah.
No.
And that supposedly was how the synthetic 5-MeO came about, because they didn't want to kill the toad. But now it's changed to where they don't want to harm the toad. So is the toad at all being harmed when you extract it?
I mean, the toad is not being harmed. I would say it's not a necessarily pleasant experience for some of them. But essentially, it's as well, it's about as close to like a UFO abduction as you can get from their contacts. Because you're late at night, you're driving around with high beams. You got these, in these beings coming out of their, best vehicle, these long extremities, right? And you have these headlamps because the light stuns them from moving. And you pick them up, right? And then you gently express their glands. They have these parotid glands, so they're located.
The light, immobilized.
They'll mobilize them.
Wow.
I can't move.
So it's like they're doing a dose of ketamine.
Exactly. Good. Yeah. So, and then they have these parotid glands, which are like these wart sacs. Located various glass of bodies. The more prominent ones are behind their eyes. And if you express it almost like a pimple, it shoots this solutions. It's got the viscosity of semen, like pretty identical. And you just shoot it on some glass. And by the end of the night, it looks like a toad bukkake, if anything, because just the amount of material. But beyond that, once you dry that all in the glass, that's what you get. It's pure 5-methoxyinidimethyltryptamine, bufotenine, and some other 16 alkaloids that are present within that material. That gets vaporized off, but it's all there. They are a laboratory within themselves. It's quite incredible.
Rare. The human body is too. If we go ahead.
Yeah.
I guess everything is.
Yeah.
Everything in nature is its own laboratory in its own sense. It does.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But go ahead.
So the toads, they're just like they're just like human beings. Like some of them are having a good day or a good night, and some of them are having a bad night. Some of them they're making love, and I'm like, I'm sorry, but it's about to be a little triad there. You know,
Does once you take the, what is it called? It's not venom, but the
secretions.
once you take it from, are they empty after that, or can it come back over time?
They have, so considering they have like 8 glands, I only take the 2 prominent ones, and then I leave the rest.
So they have 8 glands.
Yeah.
And if you took all 8, then they wouldn't have any more 5-MeO in them.
Well, I mean, they'll take some time to produce,
Okay.
but it is their defense mechanism as well.
Right.
However, from an evolutionary standpoint, nobody really messes with these toads besides humans at this point.
Right.
Because the same constituents that we're looking for to induce these mystical experiences, if a small animal or predator were to try to eat these toads, it would probably die.
Right.
Because it's a toxin. So, when the toads are out in their seasons, they're just having a party. They're really just, they like to swim, they like to eat, sing, and fuck. That's all they're doing. Nobody messes with them.
Yeah.
Regardless of that fact, I don't take all of their juices, and I'm very cognizant of where they were, and I'll pick them up. And then when I'm done, interacting with them, I will place them back in the same spot, in the same direction they were going, and then just leave.
So it's like an alien abduction.
It's just like an alien abduction. I'm telling you, man. They're just like,
Right.
it just happened.
Right.
Right.
So, yeah. So my benefactor, was kind of the gatekeeper of, all these international individuals coming in to want to, know where to, harvest these secretions and have this experience. And if he wasn't in town to do so himself, I'd get the call. And that's how I met our mutual friend Rakrazam, and his partner at his time, which I'll name on this podcast, Lazuli. And then, proceeded to have quite a number of experiences together. Ended up courting his past partner and moving to Australia. And
That's interesting.
oh yeah. I'm a romantic. So let's see here. This is at 24. Sold all my things besides the musical instruments. Went to Oregon to, trim some pot, get some money, that kind of.
Yeah.
Got enough, all of it, and then moved over to Australia for a few years.
Oh, that's dope.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And ended up marrying a older Australian bride.
Okay.
Yeah, she was 42. I was 24. She had a couple kids. I don't care. She was my toad goddess from above, and
Right.
yeah. And then from there, we culminated this business, which is now hers, and she's running off with it, and she's doing excellent. But we did retreats and all up and down Australia, Bali, Indonesia, and then just kind of perfecting that practice, serving individuals, couples, group sessions, etc. Within that, I've also had some tutelage from a dear friend that wouldn't consider himself an ayahuasquero, but he learned a great deal from his time in South America and taught me some ways and some wisdoms as far as ayahuasca and how to serve it and that kind of stuff in our own context. And then also some in Australia, some tips and tricks, from some MDMA counselors.
Yeah.
All kind of funneling into this practice that I got now.
You've done the synthetic version too.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah.
And now, a word from our sponsors. Hi. I'm super excited to introduce you to these mushrooms from Ojai. These are by far the most unique psilocybin products I've ever encountered. They have powder lemon tex and lemon tech macro pills. They have heat extracted lollipops and lozenges for shorter social experiences that only last a couple hours, which I found to be the perfect vehicle for concerts and parties, by the way. Even the microdoses are filled with nootropic blends of adaptogens that make them very special and different from anything else that's out there. I know these guys personally, so I know that quality and consistency is the backbone to everything they do. These are real homegrown psilocybin mushrooms. None of that synthetic or 4-ACO bullshit. Don't take my word for it. Check it out for yourself at www.ohai.life and use promo code MarkMarcel at checkout to get 25% off your first order. Ohai.
In your experience, is there any difference than the synthetic and the toad?
I would say
Because supposedly chemically it's the exact same.
it's the same. I would say I like to look at it as if you notice the differentiation between if you were to smoke cannabis flower and then an extract.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's
Right.
the same thing.
Yeah.
One's a little bit more
Right.
lighter. One's got a little bit more robust kind of like
Right.
spectrum.
Yeah.
I would say like moving forward from like an ethical standpoint, it makes more sense moving towards just synthetic 5.
Right.
However, given, being a Tucson native, being that, for, 12 years now, I've been collecting, my own toad secretions, I'm going to continue to do so.
Right. Yeah. It's like in you. It's like that's my hobby. It's what you love. It's like good work. Yeah. Yeah. I feel you.
Yeah.
I had to say, I did the 5-MeO. It's funny, I didn't know about 5-MeO. I've done DMT 80 times. I didn't know there was a 5-MeO DMT. I was like, what? There's a 5-MeO? What's that? And so I've done the synthetic version first, and then I did the toad with rack about a few months ago. And I had to say this because man, I was telling a friend of mine about you.
Yeah.
I was like, it's very rare that I meet someone like you. I say that because I was like, more than likely, like people may think I know what I'm talking about, or I may be more vocal with it because I'm an artist, I'm a poet, so they hear it from me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I was like, he has seen everything I've seen, but I have not seen everything he has seen. And that is, that is humbling because I've gotten to a point to where I've gotten to a point to where I'm kind of like, how much more can you possibly? When I did DMT, I was on the rock in Canada. Yeah. And I did DMT, and it tells me this is all a game. God is bored. Like, knowing everything is boring. Like, if you break yourself down so you can experience yourself, so you can learn all like that. I'm like, how much deeper, how much more can you go? How much further can you go to like, at first when you grow up, you're like, oh, the big God in the clouds, the religious God or whatever. And then that's like, I was talking to you the other day, like this is really elementary. Religion needs to catch up to like to where we are at in our understanding of what we think this is. But I'm saying, like, it's you. I'm like, how much deeper can you go? But when I was asking, how many times have you done 5-MeO? It was like 100. No, yeah. I was like 500. You're like, yeah. I'm like, holy shit! Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Because I'm like, I'm just like, wow, like what you could have. First of all, it takes so much bravery, for real. I'm sorry. Like The longer you go without DMT, I told you this the other day, it's harder to get back onto it.
Oh yeah.
But still, it takes so much bravery just to have that.
Oh, every single time.
Yeah, I mean, because
Single time.
it takes you. It takes you to like. All right, I'll just say my last experience. My last experience with Rack, it was similar to my first did 5-MeO. It was just different. It's like it lets you know that you are it. You are it. Everything is just an extension of you. And yeah, when you come back into this human form, your ego could take off, be like, "Wow, I am this," but no, you're kind of missing it. We're all it, but when you cross over, it's only one thing, and you become kind of that one thing, or you become alone. You're looking in the mirror at it, and the first time I did 5-MeO, it was really powerful, and it wasn't as intimidating. But the second time I did it, where I did the toad there, whoa, man, it was like, hey, it is only you, and do you want to know what it feels like to be only you for eternity?
Yeah.
And it made me feel it. And man, I tell you, that shit was so humbling. It was so fucking overwhelming. It
Yeah.
was fucking intense. It was lonely, man. It was so lonely. And you understand why all this is here. Why when you experience that, people who experience that feeling would never be more thankful to be able to be human and to be able to have this illusion that you're talking to someone. I told one of my housemates, I was like, who I don't really get along with now, but before that happened, I told him, I was like, when I did the 5-MeO, it kind of like, it let me know, like, dude, do you know how lucky you are to have people that you don't even want to talk to? Like, that's even better than having nothing to talk to. It's only yourself to talk to. And I thought about, like, yo, this thing is batshit crazy. Because think about it, if you was in solitary confinement for eternity, you would fucking lose your mind. And you would create this illusion of this other thing that's gonna converse with you. And then you're gonna create buddies. And then you're gonna create other buddies. This thing is schizophrenic. This thing is batshit crazy. That's all it is. You're just going insane. But it's one fucking thing. And it's one fucking thing for eternity. And it let me feel it. And whoa, man, I can't believe you succumbed to that. Like, close to 500 times. That's so much bravery, man. Like, I know I'm gonna do it again, but I know I'm gonna do it again. But still, I couldn't imagine doing it 500 times, man. That shit is psychedelics is not for the weak of mind. Not for the weak of mind. So for someone to venture into that, and that's just the 5-MeO, but into other psychedelic practice makes, but it does. But man, I have so much respect for like your bravery, man, and like just stuff you've seen. Like, so please enlighten me, man. Tell me what I don't. Like, piggyback on what I just said. Like, how I know it. What is your understanding of this? Like, what has it shown you? What is your understanding of this? Like, what is the depths of your understanding of this?
I mean, this is heaven on earth.
I agree. I so agree.
If anything, I think that it's beautiful that we have technologies such as 5-MeO or other kind of psychedelic substances where we can tap into this environment to know our omnipotent selves, know our godly form or way of being or energy or whatever it is, right? But there's a reason why we come back here. It's because we want to be back here.
Right.
And it doesn't matter if we're going through the full spectrum of torment or what
Right.
the whole thing.
Right.
The point is that we're here, we're feeling, we're experiencing, and that's something that's profound. During my like studies of comparative like myth and lore, I would find these commonalities between cultures of these omnipotent beings, these everlasting souls, etc., to where they would trade in their Well, they were trading their immortality for like one more life in this circus ride, just because they want the mystery, they want the feeling, they want to dance under the waterfall, like eat a mango, just slather yourself in some pussy juices, whatever it is.
Whatever it is.
Yeah. So, because if we were to take a rip at like 5-MeO and we go out into that space and we never came back, we would just wither away like vegetables. Like it's nice to be out there, but
Right.
being all pervading, all knowing, all present all the time, it will get fucking boring after a while. It just will.
Right.
It just will.
Right.
There's just no mystery.
Ignorance is bliss.
Exactly.
Right.
It's yes.
Right. I feel like all these little sayings, and it's not taunting you, it's telling you, it's like giving you little hints.
Yeah.
Like all these little sayings, and like all in one, you put it together, it's alone. And if you all one, then you're one thing, and that one thing is alone. It's all these little hints.
Yeah.
You know? It was really humbling, like even to build a friendship with you, because I was even telling my friend, like, the first few times of us interacting, I didn't really know the depths of your work, of your life, or what you're into. It's like you was just, hey, what you got going on? You got these books? Oh man, that's dope. Oh man, your book was dope. Your poetry's dope.
Yeah.
Oh, your cartoon's dope.
Yeah.
And now I look back, it's like I really think that's really dope. Really, it's really humbling, and I'm really, really gracious, because like I say, like there's nothing I feel like in my knowledge of what I think this is that could impress you. And for you, no, for real, it's funny, but it's the goddamn truth.
Yeah.
I know you. I've got my ketamine book coming out called Bump. I know you like it and stuff, but dude, that's nothing I'm telling you that you don't understand. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, I know. Right. So it's really, it says a lot about you as a person who has been able to see some of this stuff, because truthfully, I've had to have an ego check one time. I had an experience on DMT, and it told me, it was like, Mark, I went into like this empty ballroom, and it used to be packed with, it gave me the feeling that it was packed with gold bars. Yeah, something valuable, and it was so packed with gold bars that you couldn't fit another gold bar in there no more. And it was telling me that now it's empty, right? Yeah, and it was like, Mark, you've taken everything out of here. Now go do the work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, with that kind of, I'm like, oh shit, like, and it lets you know that you do know everything. You know everything. You just forget you know everything. When you hear that as a human and coming back, and then you're like, the ego can kind of attach itself to it. Yeah, I know everything. What? I'm not listening to you, but I've had it checked me. Now, when I went back like 4 months later, it was like, oh, dude, you think you enlightened? You ain't enlightened. You don't even know what all these people telling you so, oh, man, look at they ain't enlightened. They don't know what they talking about. You need to wake up. You need to wake up now. And it was like, just checking my ego. Like, yeah. And I'm glad it happened, because it now made me listen to people that I know less than me, because I can still get something from. They may know less than me, but they may know something different than I do.
Right.
So I can still learn from them.
Exactly.
I understood that. But with you, like, it really is it's really humbling, because like I say, like, I know my experience can't even like color your toenails with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's nothing compared to what you've done. There's nothing I can do that could teach you, I don't think, in my opinion. And I think that's and to see your willingness to learn, and to be engaged, and to be to show gratitude and show appreciation to other people, yeah, as deep as you do, is really it's impressive, for real. Because like I say, like I I understand what I am, but I understand I'm in this human body, and I know it comes with an ego. And my ego needs to be checked sometime. I get that. I totally accept that. But man, I'm really impressed by your level of staying grounded in this. Because this is off the grounds stuff.
It helps when you smoke a lot of fun. Like it over after life. I really feel, and thank you. I do appreciate, thank you.
Yeah.
I do feel that, individuals come into each other's lives at the right time, right place to help remind each other of who we are, what we know, and just help us along, the path forward. Maybe an ideal. So, I would say that I've learned a great deal from you and teachings from you. And that's, this is why I have, this beautiful relationship, and I'm so happy that it keeps growing and seeing where that goes.
Yeah, respect. Yeah, likewise.
So I'm here.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, listen, I don't want to have you here forever. I mean, I do. I could talk again. Please, we're going to do this again.
yeah, absolutely.
But I gotta put a timestamp on
Yeah.
it. I can't be having 3-hour podcast sessions, They'd be like, well, I mean, I could.
How long has it been?
I have no idea.
Okay, gotcha.
No idea. But I'm thinking maybe it's like it needs to go. Need to plug out the system, for a little bit.
Yeah.
But no, dude. Zachary, man, dude, is a pleasure. It's a pleasure having you in my life, for real. Because like I say, it's knowing what I think I understand. It can get kind of lonely sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
and it's good to have people that like, man, where do you go? Who are the people that you go to? Like, yeah, I'm listening to you. Like, man, it gotta be few and far in between.
Few far in between.
Yeah.
Few far in between.
Shit.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they gotta be in South America somewhere. Like,
Somewhere.
I know Rack is pretty versed too. Yeah, I know he's up there. Oh yeah, I know he's up there too. Yeah. But dude, where can people find you if you want them to find you? Is there any information that you want them to find you, or is it kind of like if you know, you know?
Right now, it's more,
Got you.
But next round, which I will be back up here in a few months, would love to do this again.
Let's do this again.
I am currently revamping a whole lot of my practice. I'll have a website. It'll be very easy for people to get in touch with me, that kind of stuff. Still, maybe even by the time this podcast gets here. So I'll still get with that. And then
My man, I appreciate you.
Mark.
All right.
Likewise, my brother.
My man.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We are plugging out the system.
Oh,
Yeah, no doubt.
go.
Yeah, it's good. This was fun.
Psychedelic download.